Welcome to the Ask Me How I Know podcast, the only podcast in the multifamily niche replicating what takes place outside the walls of a seminar. This is like the lobby, where honest, unscripted conversations take place and transformation happens. We'll talk about practical problem solving in the multifamily niche, as well as overcoming limiting beliefs. Thank you for joining us today, and now for our featured guest. Today, we're going to talk about 10 extra minutes in your day. I know, right? It would be a miracle. I mean, everybody always says you only get 24 hours in a day, and that's all you get. And don't ask me how many minutes that is, because I don't like micro details. But I do like micromanaging people. And that's one way that you can shave off some time in your day. So instead of micromanaging and nagging and always policing people and saying, okay, you got to be here and you got to do this and don't forget to do that, and what about this? Instead of being the brain for everybody else, instead of being the engine for everyone else, step back. Yeah, some things are going to get dropped. And yeah, sometimes things like ski goggles are going to get left behind. And you know what? That's another opportunity for lessons to be learned for everybody. However, free up your time. Stop policing people. Stop nagging people. Let people own their actions, even if they're children. And guess what? Even if they're grown-up children. We all like to do that to our spouses and our partners, right? We kind of do. There's always at least one in every couple that's kind of doing the nagging, or even a business partnership. So can we all just agree that we could probably get a solid 3 minutes back into our lives if we simply stopped the nagging and the policing of those around us? Okay, that's for you type A people. Here's another way that we can get more time back into our lives. What if we stop the complaining? Just as simple as that. And a lot of us do it and we don't even realize we're doing it, but we are actually complaining. And so it's time that we just stop the complaining altogether. Okay, this is really kind of the funny way that people complain. But they will go, I'm sure you've heard this, people, just complaining about social media. Oh my goodness, they shouldn't be on social media. It's so negative. Have you just seen the things on there? And it's just trash. It's all trash. There's nothing good on it. I'm going to get rid of it. And then you have those people in your news feed on whatever platform it is. It's like, oh gosh, this is too intense. I just got to take a break. Okay, here I am criticizing that. As I'm telling you not to criticize it, but maybe I could get more time back into my day. My point is that we put so much energy out there to criticize or to point out the negative about things and to talk about the negative about things, that if we just simply closed our mouths for a little bit, we wouldn't have to deal with it. And we could easily get 2-3 minutes back into our lives like that. So stop criticizing, stop nagging and micromanaging. You're going to get a whole lot more time back into your lives. Well, that's the complaining. So I guess I kind of said complaining and criticizing as one, but we could actually separate those and get an extra like 3 minutes from one and 3 minutes from the other, right? Because we inadvertently do this, complaining, criticizing, all of that. So here's the deal. Have no tolerance, zero tolerance for the negativity. Have zero tolerance for that. Have zero tolerance for the nagging and the criticizing, because that's negativity packaged in a whole new frame. So just trash that, trash the criticizing, put in the trash all the complaining, and you are going to gain an extra 10 minutes in your life. And you're going to get some people around you that are a little more responsible, a little more thoughtful, and a little more owning their own. Like, let people navigate their own lives a bit, right? It makes it for a great time for you to kick your feet up for like 10 minutes or just sit and just let your brain relax or dream, whatever it is. So, those are some tips to gain 10 minutes back into your life every single day. Of course, if you get really good at this, then we're going to have to come up with other ways to get more time in your life, right? So I want to see your comments. I want to know what did you get rid of? How did you reframe things so that you could get extra time into your life? And if you like this, even if you don't like this, I don't know. I'd love to have feedback either way. I need to know which direction to go to help you out, right? All right, go make it a fantastic day. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of Ask Me How I Know. My guests are the most humble successes, so be sure to show them your appreciation by rating this episode 5 stars, which sounds silly, but let's be real. Ratings, likes, and shares, they take no time at all, but make all the difference in the world, if only to boost morale. Also, since I don't spend time on the how and why they got into investing, be sure to check out the show notes to get to know more about today's guests, including other podcasts they've been on that has a more traditional format that will give other details about their investment journey. It'll also tell you things like the most influential person in their life and what they're reading right now, as well as how to connect with them. And please, subscribe and rate Ask Me How I Know so it reaches other listeners like you. Until next time, go find your freedom.